Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and possibly good night. Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the trainer for this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are located. The topic we are going to do is the next emerging market, and it's actually about Iraq. So um, we will be doing a quick discussion, and then we will look at vocabulary words, and then we will read an article about Iraq, and then we will check to make sure we understood the article, and then we will go on to practicing grammar if there's time, and then we will have another discussion. So it's kind of a combination of all of the different skill sets. Reading, speaking, listening, vocabulary. There's no writing in it though, so that's about the only one. So my name is Holly, and I am the trainer. You can find my profile, a little bit about me. You can find that actually on Facebook. You can also find my profile here on Verbling. I'll give you the link for that. Bear with me a moment. I should probably know it by now, but I don't. Okay. My profile. And also, I'll give you the link for the materials for today. Hello, Diego. How are you?
Hi, Holly. How are you?
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I've had a really great day. I took my mom on a long ride, so it was really fun. So, how was your day?
Okay. My day was so busy.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of things, a lot of designs,
Uh-huh.
um, 2 or 3 meetings
Oh, wow.
before lunch. Um,
Mhm.
it was raining all the day,
Oh, really?
so I was so busy. Maybe uh, uh, I wasn't. I don't know. Was the perfect word to explain it. It
Um,
was a boring day, maybe.
I was so busy. I couldn't do anything else. I was so busy that I couldn't think straight. Maybe that one.
Yeah,
I was so busy, I couldn't think straight because you were going from one thing to another thing to another thing. So, yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I actually, since I work, I teach late many times into the night. I actually get up late in the morning, so I have a different like schedule. So today we had a visitor come to the house, and then after that, my mom needed help driving somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of kidnapped her. I took her where she needed to go, and then we went further. And then I dropped her. I thought my first class, the first thing I needed to be back home at was at 10 p.m., which is right now. But it turns
Yeah.
out I needed to be home by 8:30. And we stopped at a restaurant at 7, and it's a half-hour drive home. And so it was kind of a little stressful, but but I got home with
Okay.
5 minutes to spare.
You
And my
have a
mom,
busy day too.
yeah, kind of a busy day, but relaxing because I wasn't really going and going and going. Hi, Audrey. Did you sleep well?
Yes, I sleep well, and my watch alarm work properly.
Awesome. It's always nice when that happens.
Uh, I'm already wake up myself
Yeah.
without watch alarm.
I've
I have mind behavior.
okay.
Okay.
I actually did that. When I was in graduate school, I went to bed every day at 11 and I was able to I woke up every day at 6:45. I'm like, or 6:30 with no alarm clock. It was just,
Yeah, yeah.
So early.
yeah. Hi, Alina. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine.
So, how's your driver training
Okay, you
going?
started? What?
We're just doing small talk right now. I said, how's your driver training going?
Okay, but every day I started to understand better how
Uh-huh.
it's dangerous to be on road.
Now, do you do?
In Russia, it's absolutely crazy. There are
Uh-huh.
so many crazy drivers,
Uh-huh.
and it's very difficult mm, to be normal and to not and to go on or to go on all rules. Yeah,
Oh,
can I
it's
say like that?
very difficult to be normal and follow all the rules,
Oh
maybe?
yes, sorry, and follow
Oh.
all the rules.
Uh-huh.
Not to be nervous
Uh-huh.
because
So,
of a
sorry,
lot of
are you
yeah.
are you getting theoretical and practical practice at the same time, or are you only getting theoretical? Are you
Now
getting a chance
just
to drive?
theory part.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And in the end of October, we'll have an exam.
Uh-huh.
We should pass all.
Uh-huh.
You should give
100%.
all right answer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and if it's successful, we
Uh-huh.
will continue with driving.
Okay. Because when you start the practical part of the training, the theoretical makes a lot more sense. So,
Yeah, I know that.
yeah. So
But
in this
in any case, we should try.
Yeah, in the U.S. with teenagers, they actually do the theoretical and the practical at the same time, which it
Mhm.
makes it really nice. I didn't. I did the theoretical first and learned afterwards. Hello, Irma. How are you?
Hello,
Or
sir. Fine, thank you. And you?
Very good. Remind me, Irma, you are from Mexico,
No.
Colombia,
You're very close to Colombia.
Brazil? No,
Maybe
not Brazil.
Ecuador.
Ecuador?
Panama.
Ecuador.
Panama. Okay, because you were
Yeah.
in my class a few weeks ago, but I had forgotten. So, hi, William. How are you?
Hi, Holly. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Is that what your name was? I thought I saw William.
Tell me,
Yeah, William.
can you hear me?
How are you, William?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, maybe he's getting his microphone ready. All right. Well, today we are going to actually talk about international business and different situation that goes with that. We are going to start out with a warm-up discussion, and then we will do vocabulary words, and then we will do a reading. And the topic is called the next emerging market. So let's go ahead and get this started. And this is for intermediate students, which I believe is all of you. And it might be too easy. If it's too easy, we can go on. If it's too difficult, that's fine. We can make it slower. So first of all, if you think about investing, what aspects of a country attract potential investors? So Diego, why don't you start?
I have a question for you.
Yes, yes.
I can see the workshop practice that you explain in the screen.
You can or cannot.
I cannot see it.
Oh, okay. Did you see? Can you see the Verbling chat?
Melvin chat. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see the second link is the material link? So you can open that.
Material link.
It says material link. I have two, my profile and then material link. Do you see that on the Verbling chat? I'll put it on the group chat as well, just in case. You can actually open the material.
Material. I'm on it.
You got it?
I can open it.
You can't.
Okay.
I can't.
You cannot open it. Okay, and you can. What do you see when you are looking into the board, onto the classroom?
I can see it.
Oh, you can see.
Okay, there's maybe there's some titles of the workshop practice, but I can see it.
Okay. Okay, so you can see it now. Okay. Can you see the words? It says number 1 and then warm up. Do you see that? It's in green letters.
Green letters. Nope.
No. Okay. So what words do you see?
In this moment, I see the black.
I used to see black.
I see all in black.
Black.
Oh. Okay.
Green.
Yeah, the best thing for you to do is download from that link that I sent on both chats. Other than that, I don't know.
Best.
Maybe if you came out of the classroom and rejoined, maybe you could see it. I'm not sure. What are you using a tablet or are you using a computer?
I'm in an iPad right now, so I have to open another window for seeing the workshop practice. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here
Wait.
right
Well,
now.
okay. Well, let's go ahead and I'll let you get that sorted and I'll ask somebody else this question. Okay. So, Andre, are you ready? What do you think? What aspects of a country attract potential investors?
I would say that here are no aspects to attract your potential investors, because here in Ukraine there are a lot of corrupt politicians, and I would I would throw them all in prison for that.
Oh, okay. So in the Ukraine, you have nothing. Nothing that would attract potential investors.
Here is everything is terrible and horrible for potential investors.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
That's really too bad. Helena, what about Russia? What aspects of your country attract potential investors?
Yeah, in Russia it's better. The situation is better. But unfortunately, I believe that natural resource is the main.
Resources?
It's the main thing which attract potential investors in Russia.
Natural resources, and I think in Idaho that's the same thing. We have so many natural resources. That's what would attract us potential investors as well. Irma, what about in Panama?
Well, Panama right now is developing very fast. So here come so many investors for another country to invest in the construction area. To construct new buildings and new apartments and new things like that. So, I think that Panama right now is developing because the government tried to attract more investors to create jobs for the people, for the Panamanians.
Okay.
So
and that's really good.
yeah.
So is the economy booming right now, or do most people have jobs?
Yeah, most people have jobs.
Awesome. Maybe I need to move to Panama. Irving, what country are you from? Irving. Yeah,
I'm from Mexico.
Mexico. Okay. Could you turn up your microphone just a little bit? I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Okay. So what is there about a country, what aspects of a country attract potential investors?
I'm not sure. Maybe the rent of apartments or always is a good option. A restaurant,
Uh-huh.
food. The food. I think the food is the best business.
Uh-huh. Food. Do you think maybe is that farming or consuming?
Not consuming a restaurant.
Okay. Okay. And so we could say consumer behavior. So how consumers, how people are consuming, for example, restaurants, um, and other. Is Mexico a good country to invest in?
Um, it kind of depends of the place, but
Uh-huh.
mm, I'm not sure.
Okay. So if you had $1 million, would you invest in Russia? I mean, excuse me, in Mexico.
Um, of course, because it's the only place that I know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. No,
but
but
if I have the opportunity to do in other place, I prefer in Europe or because for the kind of for the Europe it's high level versus the pesos.
uh-huh. Now
The currency is better the currency, so I think it.
the currency is better. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. However, Andre is saying not to go to the Ukraine. So when you get your $1 million, contact Andre to make sure.
I wouldn't think that it's a good idea.
At least not right now. Maybe in the future, do you think?
Maybe for about 100 years.
Okay, when you're not there. Okay, William. Remind me, William, you're from Colombia, right?
Yes, you remember.
Uh,
Can you hear me?
What country are you from, William?
I from Colombia.
William.
No,
William.
Are you William? Oh, he just left. Okay. Diego, you're from Colombia, right?
Okay, I'm from Colombia.
Okay, I thought you were from Colombia. I knew we had a Colombian in here. So, would you invest in Colombia? And what type of investments would you do if you would?
Okay, in my country, there's so many things that we have to do.
Uh-huh.
There's so more ways to do to um, do better things in our works. Actually, there's a problem with my city.
Uh-huh.
We try to construct a metro line, a subway. So there's so many investors that are trying to investigate about how we have to construct the subway,
Mm.
how many ways we can have to change. There's so many things in my city right now that are changing.
Mm-hmm.
And in general, in my country, there's so many things. For example, I work for the energy sector, and in the energy sector, uh, it will change every day
Okay.
for all kind of things that become together to transform
Uh-huh.
the the energy for all the cities in my country.
Huh?
For example, there's one topic, but there's a lot of topics that we have to develop in our country.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And for the U.S., I would actually have the same opinion as Irving. Consumer behavior. You know, whatever consumers are doing, then you can invest in whatever that is. And restaurants and shops, shopping malls, that kind of stuff is a very good investment. So, William,
Can
are
you hear
you
me?
able to speak now?
Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Nobody can. I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, I guess. Okay. Well, let's go on. We're going to go do infrastructure and development. Let's look at the following infrastructure words and phrases and put them in the.
Holly,
Yes.
sorry. You can't hear Irving?
No, I
You
can't
can't?
hear. I can't. William.
Yes, I can hear me.
William.
You can hear me.
I
William.
can, but Holly could can't. Yeah.
I can. Yeah. Is William speaking?
Yes, I speak.
No.
Yes. Yeah, that's really strange because I can hear you, but Holly and the other persons couldn't.
Only Elena, can you hear?
Who else can hear him? So,
Just only
I
me,
hear him.
Elena. That's okay.
Elena.
I can't.
I can hear it too.
I can hear him.
Maybe he should go log out and log in
Yeah,
again.
because he just did. He just logged out and logged back in. So, that's really strange. That's strange that Elena can hear him, but we can't. The rest of us cannot.
Anyway, let's go ahead.
Let's go on. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Technical things can get caught. You can get caught up real big. Okay, let's look at the following infrastructure words and phrases and put them into the categories below. First of all, infrastructure. What is that? Can anybody explain what that means?
Look at the following.
Infrastructure, it's organization.
Basically, how the organization, and when I think of infrastructure, I think of like buildings and networks and
all kind of buildings.
Yeah.
All that you have to do to develop a country, a city.
a country, a city, a community, or anything like that. Yep. Okay, so let's if I had a rail network, would that be transport, public services, construction, agriculture, or banking? What's the rail network?
Rail network, transport.
Okay. Which is what actually Diego, you mentioned. Food production, where would that be? Oops.
Agriculture.
Agriculture.
Agriculture, yes. Okay, and a water system, where would that be?
Public services.
Public services.
Okay. And mortgage.
Banking.
Banking, yes. Everybody know what a mortgage is?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe it's when you have to, I don't know, pay money to a bank for when you buy a house.
Yes. So basically, another word would be a home loan, or it could be a company loan. It's a business. It could be a business loan, but usually, it's a mortgage is a home loan. So, but if you invest in a real estate and you have a bunch of homes all over that you rent out, you still have a mortgage on those if you don't own it outright.
Cool.
So, Okay, steel mill. Where would that be?
Construction.
Yes.
Steel mill.
Mill. And power plant.
Public service.
Yes. Public service. Okay. And fertilizer plant.
Agriculture.
Agriculture? Isn't agriculture food? Are you sure?
I don't know what is it.
Fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
Yeah, that's my question. Does everybody know what fertilizer is? It is correct that in American English, actually, we spell it different. We spell it with a Z. Fertilizer. Can somebody explain to Elena what fertilizer is?
This is that you use for the plants grow bigger and strong.
Mm-hmm. So it's what
Okay.
and many times it's from cows, cows and stuff like that. It's the waste.
Is for protect some plants on some animals of insects on anything that
Is it the same?
can damage.
Many times it's the waste of animals that you put onto plants that does protect them. Sometimes it's chemicals. It just depends on what the person really means. I want to go to Google, see if we have a good example on Google Images. I don't think we do. So, yeah, it is here. Okay, here.
Is it the poison for the insects?
No, it's for plants like this one. So you put fertilizer on the plant and it helps make it. It helps it grow. It keeps it safe from insects. A natural fertilizer is basically SHIT.
Okay, it's
It helps. Okay, sorry.
encourage growing plants.
Yeah. So it's he's a fertilizer in another way. So, but yeah, this is a lot of different ways of fertilizing. So, okay, all right. Next one, cement plant.
Construction.
Yes.
Instructions.
Everybody know what cement is?
Yes.
We have the same word in a different language.
Oh, really? Okay, same word in all kinds of languages. So I wonder what the original language is for cement then. So food production. And then branches, what would that be?
Branch.
Banking.
It is, it is banking.
I don't know what's branches, Holly.
Branch
Okay.
is the, part of the tree, of trees.
Okay, that's what.
Originally.
Yeah, that is part of that is one example of branches. Let's see if we can, if Google Images has another. Nope, this is the example for branches in Google Images. But, however, well, let's type this, bank branch. Okay, so a bank branch it's usually used with banks, but you also use it with any type of company that has many locations.
Okay.
So the most common is banks, but so you have the like this one is in Korea, but maybe their headquarters, no, this is in Hong Kong, but maybe their headquarters is in Korea, so they might have a Fubon bank all over Asia, maybe.
Okay.
Washington Mutual.
Is the same like representative?
No, what it would be the same as a location, retail. Like for example, a retail store. Let's see. Let's do another example. Store branch. Let's see if that goes. Yeah. So you have Stanley Ashley Furniture Outlet. And this actual store is called the North Branch. So if you have branches, could be at banks, could be banks, they could be just different locations of a company. So it could be, this is obviously a furniture store. This is Alco is a supermarket.
Yeah.
So they have different supermarkets all over. So that's what branches mean. So in this purpose, it's actually to do with banking. Okay.
All over the world.
Excuse me.
No. Go ahead, teacher.
Oh, okay. I just didn't hear you. All I heard was words. Okay. Complete the following 10 facts about Iraq with figures from the article. So, okay, so let's go ahead and read. First of all, let's read the article, and then we'll do this. Have any of you guys ever had the opportunity to travel to Iraq?
No. No.
Okay. Has anybody wanted to travel to Iraq?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to travel.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I have a dream to travel all around Asia.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. Asia and the Middle East. I have not been to Iraq. The closest I've been is the UAE. And I absolutely love that. So I would love to be able to go to all the countries everywhere in the world. So Iraq is not on my bucket list, and do you guys know that? Not on my bucket list.
Bucket list.
Bucket list for that movie, or on my radar, but it could be one day. So Elena, right? So if we have another office of our company in another country, I can say that we have a branch. What you would say, Elena, about branch? You would say we have a branch office.
A branch office. Okay. Yeah. I can say like that. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and start reading this article about Iraq. One thing that's interesting, before I found this article, I think maybe 5 years ago, I read that that some of the countries in the Middle East that actually have sanctions, like I think Iraq at that time had sanctions, and Saudi Arabia, maybe not Saudi Arabia. There are several of the Middle Eastern countries, I think Syria maybe, that had sanctions against them. Do you guys know what that means?
Sanctions. It's a kind of punishment to country.
Yeah.
Economic punishment.
So many of the countries will not do business with them. And according to what I was reading, is many of those countries that have sanctions against them are doing financially and economically, they are doing very, very well because they are not having to depend on the world market. So I found that very interesting. But anyway, let's go ahead and read this. Let's go ahead and read this out loud. If I hear any pronunciations, like usual, if I hear pronunciations, I will tell you. And if there's a word that you do not know, let's stop and then we'll talk about it. So, Audrey, could you read the first paragraph?
Iraq is open for business. Such is the message from the Invest Iraq conference in London. The post-Saddam state urgently needs infrastructure investment, and the Baghdad government has been unable to fund the enormous reconstruction on its own, with the price of oil down to $50 per barrel. But the worldwide recession could benefit the war-torn country. On the whole, the security situation has improved, and with so much financial uncertainty in the other countries, Iraq's potential is attracting more attention.
Yeah.
Urgently. Sorry, teacher, I can barely hear you.
Okay, okay, there. I
Okay.
just came up with a post-it note idea because many times I hear you guys read and then I realize I've forgotten the word by the end of the paragraph. So, so the first word, urgently,
Urgently.
and then unable, unable. The next word is barrel. So down to, price of oil down to $50 per barrel. And then last word, uncertainty. Uncertainty.
Certainty.
Uncertainty. Okay, let's go to the. Are there any words here that you guys do not know?
Yes.
War-torn.
Okay,
War-torn.
war-torn, war-torn country.
Okay.
A war-torn country is a country that actually has had so much war that they're devastated by war,
Okay.
and it's only used basically. Uh, it's only actually used
When
with
this country is
country.
actually in war.
Yeah, or afterwards. So this is this is images from a war-torn countries. So yeah, so it's only used, but it's only used with the word war-torn. War-torn is only used with countries. You would say war-torn. Could say maybe the war-torn region of Europe, maybe, or the
Yeah.
war-torn country, or something like that. But it always has to do with, war-torn part of the Ukraine. Do you guys have any right now in the Ukraine? Has there been any bloodshed yet, or is it just a cold war? Andre?
Sorry, teacher. Could you repeat in the short way?
Yeah. Now, isn't there a problem in the Ukraine right now?
Yes, we have it famous and all over the world. We have a civil war on the southwest part of our country.
Okay. And has there been bloodshed?
Bloodshed, you say?
Bloodshed, yeah. Basically this is the word right here. Has there been bloodshed? Bloodshed.
Shed. It's I don't know clearly of meaning of that
Okay.
word, but
Yeah, what it means is people
I think it's negative of something like about damage, about victim and violence people.
Yes.
I'm right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's right, we have a lot of them. We have a lot of bloodshed. And,
Okay. So you say there has been a lot of bloodshed,
there
yes.
has been a lot, but here in the capital, in Kiev, it's everything is all right. We can't. We haven't the bloodshed here.
Okay. Yeah, because I was wondering, because I've heard about it's a little bit about what's going on with the Ukraine, but not very much. But so I didn't know whether there had been bloodshed or bloodshed, or whether it was a Cold War. And do you know what I mean by Cold War? It's like,
Yes, without using
arms.
Arms. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the USSR and the USA had for many years. I grew up during the Cold War era actually. So okay, let's go on. Are there any other words?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Irma, could you read number 2?
The scale is huge. Iraq need um 400
Billion?
billion
Yeah, dollars.
$1 billion of infrastructure just to meet the need of its existing population of 28 million. The list is endless, from power plants to water systems to road and rail networks. The country needs 25 megawatts of electricity but produces less than 6. There have been no new hospitals for decades. Some 700 new schools are necessary just for today's generation of children. 50 years ago, Iraq was an exporter of food. Now, 70% is imported and it needs fertilizer plants, agricultural investment and food production businesses to restore the balance. Seven thousands.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I kept saying, Irma, is that your dog barking? I love that dog.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, 7,000, and then try not to swallow the S here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, are there any words here? So it's amazing. Iraq was a net exporter of food, and now 70% is imported. So that's amazing. I didn't realize that. So you guys know the difference between export and import?
Yes. Export is when we no 7% export. Import is when the food is buy from outside, from abroad.
Mm-hmm. And export is when it leaves, when you send it abroad.
Yeah.
And import is when whatever product or service comes from another country. So, okay, let's go on to number 3. Diego, could you read? Have you been able to? Can you see it now?
Okay, I explained it that in my iPad I just have to put the workshop practice in another window, so
Okay,
I
so you
have to
can't.
changing
Okay, no worries.
between the
Yeah.
two screens.
Okay.
So meeting the requirements of even a single sector will be enough to change the economy radically, says Hussein al-Usri, president of Trade Bank of Iraq (TBA). The country needs 2.5 million new houses, for example. That by itself will stimulate the whole economy because it will need cement plants, steel mills, labor, banking, mortgages, he said.
Okay. Cement. He needs cement plants. And
Okay,
steel.
cement plants. Okay.
Cement plants. So you pronounce the T as well. Then mortgages. And with mortgages, we actually do not pronounce the T. So mortgages.
Mortgages without a T?
Yeah. Even though the T is there,
Okay.
it's not pronounced. Mortgages. And okay.
Mortgages.
Excellent. All right, Elena, could you read number 4?
Yes, with pleasure. With oil at $147 per barrel. Last summer, the government in Baghdad had more options, but with less money in the public sector, commercial investor will have a bigger slice of the pie. Private
investment.
Okay, private investment has been growing since Saddam Hussein was removed from power in 23. No, I can say like that. 2003 or
2003.
2003.
2003.
Yeah, that will be better.
20.
Holly, I can't hear you again.
Okay.
Okay, now it's better.
I keep moving my little headset into mute and forget it's there, and so I just keep talking. There's two ways to do it: 2003, or it's 2003. Normally,
2003.
yeah,
Okay.
you have to stress the O. 2003. Normally, though, with the not what we call this is the not years. Not years. That's British English, by the way. We usually use the 2003, so 2004. But you can use the 20. It's just not as common. 20 usually starts when we get to like now. Now we would say for 2014. Some people could do 2014. I'm still doing the 2000s. It's how I'm doing it.
So it's better to say that 2003.
Yeah, I think it's better. It's more effective to say 2003 because there's no when it comes to pronunciation, there's no room for error. If you say 2003, some people might get confused.
Yeah.
So, even though that's how you would say it. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Andre, could you read number 5?
Sir Claude Hanks, an advisor to the TBI, says the potential for Iraq, with its large population, educated middle class, and trading ethic, has been unmatched since the Far East in the 1970s, and investors are starting to pay attention.
Okay. So it's a large population, educated middle class, and trading ethic. Wow.
In trading ethic.
I didn't know this about Iraq. You know, the trading ethic is the one that what gets me. That's great. I have a friend who he's the CEO for a company in Bangalore, India. He's one of my very best friends, and he was living for many years in Dubai with his family and traveling. And Iraq was one country he was really wanting to go to. Iraq and Iran both. So I wonder if he actually ever got there. So anyway, number 6. Irma, can you read that?
A few brave firms have already decided to invest, mainly companies from nearby Gulf states, Iran and Turkey. But Chinese groups are also showing a growing interest, as are the French. British companies are, so far, less well represented, particularly outside the Basra area, where UK troops were stationed.
Okay, and remember not to swallow the S. So companies, groups, states.
Okay, groups.
So
What's happening? You're not actually pronouncing the S on a lot of the words that have the ending.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. It's interesting. It says that British companies are are outside the Basra area where UK troops were stationed, which is basically, I think, what Irving said, is it's all based on consumers. And so they are going where they know that they will get people to buy stuff. So
Yeah.
and like Korea is totally and completely full of American companies, and it's because of the American military, Korea and Germany. So okay, number 7, Elena, can you read that?
Yes, but only about 2.7 million Iraqis have bank
Okay,
accounts.
number 7. Number 7.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
No worries.
but kidnappings and roadside bombs are not the main concern for potential investors. A stable economy needs a stable banking sector. The TBI's rapid growth represents an improving situation, but there is much to do. There are now 6 state-owned retail banks in the country and about 33 private banks, including some international institutions such as HSBC.
Okay, so about 32. I know that was a slip of the tongue. It's 32 instead of 33. Okay.
Oh, yes, 32.
Yeah, but that's a slip of the tongue. Okay, number 8. Oh, first of all, are there any words here?
Diego?
Okay. So Diego, can you read number 8?
Okay. But only about 2.7 million Iraqis have bank accounts, less than 10% of the population. But between them, there are only 1,600 branches in total, a very low per capita ratio compared with a developed Western economy. Iraq is still very much an underbanked country, says Mr. Usri. In the UK, there's around one bank branch per 30,000 or so of the population. In Iraq, that is more like 45,000, he said. Cash is still king. Most transactions are in cash, from buying groceries to buying buildings.
Okay. First word here is this word. Even though it looks like radio, actually in English we pronounce it like this. Ratio. And we sometimes some people actually pronounce the I ratio, and some people don't.
So it's
I
better
pronounce
to say ratio.
ratio, and I pronounce it without the I. I say ratio.
Ratio. Okay.
Oh, I do. I guess I do use the I. Okay. Next one. Numbers right here. 1,000. There's 2 ways you can say this number. Okay. You can either say the easiest way is 13.
13,000.
1300.
1,300.
Or
1,300.
or you'd say 1,300.
1,300. Okay.
Yeah. So it's either
I'm
1300.
confused reading it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No worries. It happens. It's why you're here, right? And then 45,000,
Okay.
you did that fine. Yeah, I mean, I've told people for years, if you don't make mistakes in an English class, you shouldn't come, because that's the only way we learn really is by making mistakes, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So if you're perfect, then you're wasting your time, right? So cash, when you say with this word, the sh is sh instead of ch. There's a sh sound and a ch sound. Do you hear the difference?
Cash.
Cash, yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm.
Cash. Okay, excellent. Are there any other words in here?
Underbanked?
Underbanked.
Yeah.
Where was it? Let's see.
In the middle.
Underbanked. Okay,
Yeah.
underbanked. Basically, it's because only 10% of the population have bank accounts, or less than 10% of the population. So if it's a country that's underbanked, which means not enough people are using banks. And I'm thinking, oh wow, that means they actually are able to save money probably more better in some respects, but I guess no interest or anything.
So that's why it is
Yeah.
an underbanked country.
Yeah, but it's also easy. So basically, they are pretty much doing all their transactions in cash, which is what I want to get back to. Have any of you guys ever been paid your entire paycheck in cash?
No.
Me, some,
Uh,
one
I
time
Irma?
get paid with cash, and I was afraid that maybe I will get how do I say it? You know, when we
Okay,
have so
you're afraid
many
you'd get
money,
robbed.
get robbed.
Uh-huh.
Well, some of my partners, my get robbed one time, and that was so bad and so sad
Yeah.
that she was crying because that was the food of their children.
Mm-hmm. Food for the
So
children. Yeah.
that
Wow.
was very sad.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. I've also been paid in cash, and getting robbed was really the last thing on my mind. But I should have thought about it. It was when I was teaching in Korea. Um, I taught there for 2 years, and the first year we all got envelopes with cash. And the first year he'd always give very high bills, so you'd only have you'd have maybe $1,000 check and then a $500 check or something like that. But the second year he'd give it all little bills, and I'd go into a little room and I'd count it, make sure it's all there, and that the whole 2 years that I lived in Korea, I had. Thank you very much, Elena. Have a great day at work. Drive safely, or go
Thank you.
take transportation safely, and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. But yeah, but in Korea, it was weird. Everything for me was on a total cash basis, and I want to get back to that. I liked it.
Yeah, really.
So, because now, yes,
He has so many stories. You just
yeah,
have to hear it.
service charges, all kinds of stuff. So,
in,
Yeah.
yeah.
did you say that in Korea is cash is still king?
Probably not anymore, because I lived there in 94 to 96, and at that time cash was still king. We pretty much paid everything in cash. If you had to pay a phone bill or something like that, you'd actually go to the bank
Okay.
Okay.
and pay there.
How about states? Is there cash is still king?
Oh, and cash has never been king over here. First it's check, and now it's debit card. So and major
Yeah,
is
it's better.
checks, and then debit cards, and then of course bank credit cards. And my problem is I'm not very good at keeping track, and so if I use cash only, then I'm better at keeping track.
Yeah, that is true. When someone has credit card, well, I don't use credit card, but if I got someday a credit card, I think that I will be in bankrupt.
Yeah, and so many Americans don't understand what interest is. So they end up getting credit cards at 25% interest, and then they pay for years the minimum payment, and they're never gonna pay that credit card off.
There's a problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. In the U.S., it's called consumer debt. Consumer debt is a major. It's more or less an epidemic.
But it's so high. The interest
It's
are so high.
The interest is, if you can get a lower percent interest, it makes sense. But a lot of interest is, you know, people get credit cards for 20% interest, 15% interest. It's absolutely, and I got caught in the same thing. I did the same thing, and
That's
it's
why I don't have credit cards.
yeah, and really, if you can live on what the financial consultants suggest, which is a cash only basis, and that, I mean, using a debit card is like a cash card, but if you can do that, it's so much better.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Or only use debit cards. Oh,
Yeah,
and
only use
money and
debit cards.
cash.
Yeah, exactly. The times I have used more, it's been not good. So I hope you guys learned some new vocabulary words, and we learned a little bit about Iraq as well. That it's a country
Yeah.
ready to get.
I just a little bit about you, about your travel. It's so interesting.
Yeah, a little bit about consumer debt is. Most normal Americans have that problem. So, yeah, all right. Well, thank you very much. I'll be teaching another class in about 1 minute. So if you're still around, you're welcome to come. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay,
Goodbye,
thank you, Holly.
teacher.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.